The shift between the names Persia and Iran is one of the clearest illustrations of the gap between human intention and the role of time, place, and the individual within the script we call the Torah. There is no escaping that script, not because of punishment, not because of coercion by higher powers, but because the Hebrew code does something unusual. It describes reality and at the same time directs it. Persia is the role. A name taken from Parsa, a single region in the southwest of the land, the place from which the imperial elite rose. An external name, geographic, imperial, structural. Iran is something else entirely. It is the ancient self-name of the land, a word rooted in Arya/Iria, meaning noble, free, belonging to a people. Iran, the land of the free humans, not a dynasty, not an empire, an identity. In the sound of the word Iran, you can already hear the idea of the Aryan, the notion of the elevated human, the superior man, appearing again and again along the axis of time in different forms. But it is always the same impulse. Beyond the Hebrew words that encode the story of human time itself, sound carries the truth in full. The entire structure is preserved in vibration. What we see here are parallel axes. Persia as a role, a function seemingly assigned from within the Torah script, and Iran as the human interpretation of that role, the human desire to redefine it, to rebel. That desire is appearing today in its clearest form. Later in the video, I will break down what is encoded in the 3 letters that form the root paras. Its connection to Islam then and now. The link between algebra, historically associated with the Arab world, and algorithms. The exact moment we are living in right now. You can improvise for a while. You can drift, reinterpret, step outside the role, but eventually everything returns to the source. Because the source is not our story. It is the story of time and place. We are only part of the text. Imagine a vast control panel, filled with switches, buttons, and lights. Everything is active all the time, but at any given moment, only a few lights blink. Those blinking lights are the parts of the script currently on stage. The spotlight is there now, and everything unfolds exactly as written. This is where Rafas enters the picture. Not collapse, not destruction. A loss of internal tension. The name Iran expresses a human intention toward nobility, toward freedom, toward being people again. But intention alone does not rewrite the script. It only moves within it. In this video, I'll try to show how this moment we're living through, the slackening of tension rather than collapse, connects to artificial intelligence, to what is happening in the Middle East, and to what we call the Jewish people. The word Persia is not just a name, it describes a function: dispersion, distribution, broadcast, reward, perspective. Persia is not content, it is a mechanism of spread. For generations, the story moved differently. 5 books passed from generation to generation, from hand to hand, from mouth to ear. A small group, careful transmission, depth mattered more than reach. Then something changes. In the Book of Esther, a new collective name appears. The Jews, not as a tribe, not as a family, not as a bloodline, but as a dispersed population inside an empire. This is a phase shift, from preservation to distribution, from depth to width. Persia does not create the message, it spreads it. Decrees, letters, messengers, languages, provinces. The same force called Persia becomes responsible for dispersing this people among the many. This is the earliest form of what later becomes known as the gospel. The message moving outward before it has a name, before it has doctrine, before institutional Christianity. Truth moving through dispersion, not through instruction. And it is already known what this process will cause. Distortion, not as a mistake, not as corruption, but as a built-in feature of mass distribution. The moment something is spread to the many, it flattens. But something else happens at the same time. An echo forms, not a preserved text, but a resonance. Truth no longer held tightly, but held at a distance. Still present, still vibrating. Not Jews as a religion, but a human echo carried across space and time. From the ancient Near East all the way back toward India, toward humanity, completing a cycle of correction. Persia is the turning point. The moment the story leaves the center and enters the world. The same logic continues today. Advertising, media, numbers, algebra, algorithms, artificial intelligence, different tools, same mechanism. Persia did not disappear. It expanded. And what it spreads now is not words but patterns. In the next parts of the video, I will explain how the figures in the Book of Esther function as codes of forces operating in time and reality, and how they continue to appear to this day. Pay attention to the words on the screen. They explain the entire sequence, from the banquet to Hollywood, from King Ahasuerus, Osiris, to Donald Trump. There is nothing new under the sun. Everything has already been coded. The script was written long ago. We are simply continuing the production. The acting and directing include some improvisation, but the script is the same. Because the code reveals that, in the end, everything here is just a game.